This conference will now be recorded.
I hope you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Fine. So let me help you to understand what we did till now. Means we almost completed the entire prerequisite and set up our infrastructure for AVD environment. So in case of AVD environment, we have already discussed multiple time. Like you must need to create your VNet, your domain controller. Domain controller should be synchronized with our Azure Active Directory, and then with the help of our domain on-premises domain, we are able to set up our AVD host pool. Is that correct?
Yes.
And we already discussed about the AVD. Who AVD is a type of VDI solution, right?
Yes.
AVD is a type of VDI solution. So I'm going to help you over a cloud how VDI solution can perform the task. Configure AVD setup. Yes, because we already established the setup, so we should know about the work of Azure Virtual Desktop. Means how Azure Virtual Desktop can work. So Azure Virtual Desktop is a type of VDI solution, desktop
Mhm.
interface, and with the help of this particular option or with the help of this particular service, we are able. So let me try to help you to understand about with the help of diagram. This is our domain controller. I'm not going to create again VNet and all. This is our ADDS, right?
Yes.
Active Directory Domain Services, and Active Directory Domain Services associated with Azure Active Directory. This is the Azure AD.
Mm-hmm.
In on-premises AD, our Azure virtual machines Active Directory, we created multiple user account. So we synchronized the users to Azure AD, and with the help of same Azure AD, we wanted to set up our AVD host pool, right? We wanted to establish AVD host pool, and under the AVD host pool, n number of services are available. The services of AVD are, let me help you to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple services are available. Just give me 1 minute. Let me open the AVD. Yes, under the AVD host pool, we are able to find host pool, application group, workspace, scaling, and users, right? And custom image templates. Multiple options are available. In the properties of our AVD, we have a host pool, then application group. We are able to find option related to the workspace, and we have option to establish users and scaling, and we have option to establish our custom image template. As a virtual engineer, as a AVD engineer, it's our responsibility. We should know about how we can use these options, right? It's
Okay.
our responsibility. We should know about the concept of these services.
Okay.
I'm going to start with our host pool. So, in single word, how we can describe about the host pool? What you think about?
Um, like hostful. I think from what I understand, it's like a section of like a server that we are creating to for the user to use it. Like we are setting
Mm-hmm.
some, standards for the user to use it. Like a pool of resource for them.
Okay. So as per the name suggests, the meaning of host pool,
Hmm.
it means that whenever we set up our host pool, it's a type of high configuration based hardware that is established by Azure in backend, because we are responsible to handle only virtual machines and virtual machines RDP. That's it. The host pool, we don't have access of host pool, only the backend environment, only the Azure responsible to handle the services related to the host pool, right? But
Okay.
as an engineer, as a AVD engineer, it's our responsibility. We should know about the usage of host pool. So I'm going to start with very basic, like as a, let me help you to understand about what is host pool and how host pool can perform the task, right? So
Okay.
host pool is the, means categorized in two different part. AVD host pool, AVD host pool categorized in two different part as we discussed before. One is personal and another is pooled. Is that correct? The host
Yes.
pool categorized in two different part, personal, and second one is related to the pooled. As
Okay.
per the name suggests, the meaning of personal, it also considered as a dedicated,
Okay.
right? The meaning of personal is also considered as a dedicated. The meaning of dedicated, whenever we set up our host pool, a single host pool associated with virtual machine. For example, you establish a dedicated host pool or personal host pool, and you are trying to create virtual machines. You are trying to establish your virtual machine. So only one user able to access your virtual machine at the same time. This is the dedicated.
Okay.
So every financial sector, like at a bank or another, who responsible to handle the activity related to the finance, they always prefer to establish their dedicated host pool in case of virtualization, in case of AVD environment, or in case of means in case of Azure services. They always prefer to establish the services with the help of dedicated. Clear?
Clear.
Now about the personal. So sorry, not a personal, about the pool. So in case of pool basically categorized in two different part. As per the name suggests, the meaning of pooled is considered as a shared infrastructure. The meaning of pooled is related to, one is breadth first,
Okay.
and second is depth first. Our responsibility, we should know about the gap between these 2 points.
Okay.
Our responsibility to know about the difference between these two different points. So breadth first and depth first both are related to load balancer. Yes, it's a type of load balancer for our virtual infrastructure, for our AVD infrastructure.
Okay.
So we should know about how breadth first and depth first can perform the task. So first of all, let me help you to understand about the pool. The meaning of pool is basically, in this case, for example, you establish one host. This is host pool that you establish. Under the host pool, you need to decide the virtual machine. Like you wanted to create two or three different virtual machine. So single virtual machine, with the help of single VM, we are able to connect through multiple Azure,
Mhm.
multiple Active Directory means single virtual machine accessed by multiple user at the same time, like
Got it.
this.
Hmm.
One user, two user, three user means single virtual machines handled by the multiple, uh what we can say, that multiple Active Directory users.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Fine. So let's try to understand about the another point. Okay. About the breadth first and depth first, what exactly happened in case of breadth first and depth first? So both are considered as a load balancer. So the meaning of load balancer, as we know very well about. So the meaning of breadth first. What exactly happened in case of breadth first? For example, you establish three virtual machine, right? Instead of one VM, with the help
Okay.
of single pool, we establish three different instances:
Okay.
VM1, VM2, and VM3. And from three different virtual machines, you are trying to access from 10 different users. I'm talking about the session, 3 VMs and
Okay.
10 sessions. So I hope you understand about the difference between VMs and sessions.
Yes.
Means 10 different user want to access your virtual machines basically. So
Yes.
what happened in this case? The breadth first can perform the task. For example, you connected session 1 with session 2 and session 3, right?
Okay.
And session 4. So what exactly happened? It will release the virtual machines load one by one. Means entire sessions are accessed through the single VM, because we don't have access of virtual machine they establish in backend. We will discuss
Yeah.
about it, how we can create a virtual machines in and sessions. So if the workload of single virtual machine is more than 75%, okay, got it? If the CPU usage of your virtual machine, single virtual machine, is more than 75%, so then what exactly happen? It will automatic transfer your VM session to another instance, another virtual machine, to
Okay.
divide the workload. Means once one virtual machine can consume their entire CPU and RAM, then it will
Mm.
transfer the request to another virtual machine
Okay.
for next session. uh, please let me know if you're able to understand, because this is the load balancing concept.
Yeah. So let's say the first four users connected, and if the CPU is at 75%, the fifth user will go to the second VM.
Exactly, and also fourth user also move to the second virtual
Okay.
machine,
Got it.
because the usage of breadth first and depth first, they all are responsible to balance the load and maintain the health of our host pool.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
It will be create the new session or already session connected to the transfer another VM.
No, session and virtual machine you have to decide while creating your infrastructure.
No, no,
The
actually,
selection of sessions,
mhm.
the selection of sessions and what we can say that the virtual machines you need to decide while setting up your infrastructure.
No, no, just I'm asking to you if one user is using the two application after launching
Hmm.
and after that
Hmm.
using the more than application as per the requirement and machine performance is going to high performance using
Hmm.
the high
Hmm.
hardware resources utilization high and also five user is connecting on same machine and that machine is consuming the 75 CPU and memory is the 80% and already connected the three session and other user is facing the slowness issue or not.
Yeah, definitely they face the issues related to slow performance. That's why that's why it will transfer that's why it will transfer the sessions to another instance, another virtual machine.
The new session will be transferred or same session will be transferred to another machine.
As per the requirement, if the CPU consumption is up and down, right, so then definitely it will release the virtual machine and transfer, it will release the session to the different virtual machine, means different
The
virtual
user,
machine come into the picture.
okay, user need to be log off, relog in again, or
No, no, no,
no
no
need.
ping fail, no ping fail. You
Okay,
can say that, in other words, you can say that the breathe first can work just like a cluster, right? For example, this
okay,
is the cluster, and you are taking the RDP of our virtual machine. You are taking the session with the help of cluster, not a virtual machine. You don't know about how many virtual machines are available in backend, right? You establish your
right,
session, session 1, session 2, and session 3, for example. So our virtual machine, single virtual machine available, and everything is okay. They all are able to access their system, and running virtual machine very smooth, no issue, right? So what happened if you wanted to take the one more session, like you decided for 10 session, you are trying to connect a fourth machines as well. So what happened, single virtual machine, the CPU optimization of single virtual machine will high, right? The CPU
okay,
utilization of single virtual machine will high. So then what you need to do, our breathe first, right? breathe first can automatic Breathe first can automatic add one more virtual machine. So one more virtual machine that you decided while creating your host pool. Clear? So then
okay,
once you add the virtual machine, the CPU optimization of entire cluster will down from 75%, it become up to 40%, 45%, or 30%. Is that correct?
right,
If you increasing more session, more than 5 S5, S6, like that. So what happened? The CPU consumption of both ESXi, the CPU consumption of both virtual machines that you added again become 75%, again become more than 75%. Then it will add one more virtual machine. But the number of VMs you need to decide while setting up your host pool. The number of virtual machines you need to decide while setting up your virtual machine. Is that clear?
yes,
This is the actual concept of breathe first. Means in case of breathe first, entire virtual machines come into the picture, entire VMs come into the picture in serial wise, step by step, one by one, right? But in case of depth first, the meaning of depth first, we created a three different instance, 1, 2, and 3. Entire instances come into the picture whenever we set up our virtual machines session, like you wanted to establish one session only, then again entire three virtual machines can help you. If you establish two, session 1, session 2, or session 3, or session 4, so in this case the entire virtual machines or entire sessions you received through the from entire three virtual machines, all VMs work together. Is that clear?
Yes.
This is breathe first, and this is depth first. Everyone, please let me know if you have any question.
I'm good.
Any doubt, any question, please let me know.
not yet.
No?
No,
No.
for now.
Great. So let me proceed and show you how we can access the instance with the help of our uh, Active Directory users. So I have already turned on the virtual machines. This is the host pool. So what you need to do in the host pool, we are able to find one training pool that we created while setting up our AVD environment. On under the properties of AVD, we are able to find one instance is running, no active session, right? No active session, no disconnected session, no pending session, total session 0. Application group 1, and we establish one virtual machines as well. So what you need to do, back to the application group. In the application group, we just need to open the properties. It will give you the complete information like as a, let's see the assignment. The assignment is basically a task that can help us to add the multiple user. We added a GCP user for same virtual machine. I'm going to show you how we can access the virtual machine through the another Active Directory user. So how we can do that, we just need to open, let me access our virtual machine through RDP, through the web setting. RD web dot client something, able to find RD web dot client. Client dot wvd dot microsoft dot something, right? So we access our virtual machine with the help of GCP. I'm just going to connect it. Make sure your domain controller is working fine. So I'm just going to access our virtual machines RDP. Not RDP, it's a type of session. So we establish a three different session to access the same virtual machine. We successfully access through the GCP, but I'm just going to add one more user, one or two different users. To add a user, just need to open application group, select. In the application group, we just need to click on assignments. In the assignment, we just need to set up add, click add. Search your user. If you have already created multiple users, you just need to search. Let me check telnet. Okay, no problem. Guys, I need to create two or three different user because the telnet is conflicting with our existing users account. So I'm going to take the RDP of our domain controller.
Mhm.
Let's create two or three different users and try to synchronize with our Azure AD. Let me create a user with name of class. One more user I wanted to create with name of Alibaba. And one more user just wanted to create with name of test. Sorry. We created one test, and I'm just going to remove telnet because it's conflicting with Azure. Fine. So let me synchronize the new users that we created because we wanted to access our single virtual machine through multiple Active Directory users. Yes, I'm talking about the on-premises Active Directory user. Service is not restarted. Just give me 1 minute. I need to restart the service. Open services.msc and it will redirect you on page of services. And you need to select Microsoft AD Sync service. See, this is the Microsoft AD Sync service. Right click and always try to set up automatic delete start and start it manually. And you should wait for up to 5 minutes. And after that, we'll try to resynchronize our service, resynchronize our user. Let me try to run it again because once your Azure AD service activated means running properly from backend, then you are able to configure it. So fine, everything is okay. I'm just going to reconfigure, not reconfigure, we just need to execute. We need to refresh the installation, customize synchronization, click next, provide the telnet username password. This is Azure AD user. Next. No need to do anything. Next. And proceed to install. configure. It will take time up to 2 or 3 minutes. Once our new user synchronize with Azure AD, then we will provide the access of another users as well. Done. Configuration completed. So what you need to do, back to our Azure Active Directory services, verify the users that you synchronized. Azure AD and select the users. So we'll find the new user, the latest user that we just synchronized, right? And our responsibility to what we can say that our responsibility to provide the access of our sessions of same virtual machines. This is the Alibaba AWS class and test, the user we just created using our on-premises AD. Back to the AVD host pool. Under the AVD host pool, select your AVD host pool, and in AVD host pool, select application group, training application group that we created while creating our infrastructure. Go to the assignments, and in the assignment, only one user available that we decided. I think 3 session at a time. So I'm just going to click add and adding two more user. One is AWS. Yes, I wanted to add the AWS user and one more user with name of test. So how many users we decided to access our RDP, access our session, not RDP?
Three.
Means three different users are able to access your instance at a same time. So we just need
Yeah.
to wait because it is in progress. Next. Now we successfully added three different instances, three different virtual machines in what we can say that for our same virtual uh,
Okay.
three users for three different sessions. We have already accessed our virtual machine through the GCP, I think. See, this is GCP user. As it is, I'm going to access our virtual machine at the same time using AWS user, because the AWS user is also a part of our what we can say that also a part of our uh, AVD environment. Try to log in through AWS at gloocreation.com and try to log in. I don't want to configure any kind of multi-factor authentication. Just try to access. Let's try to access through AWS user and click connect. Okay, so I think we are able to access same instance with the help of two different user. We decided for three. So let me try to access through one more user that we added. Like I think we added with name of test. So open incognito wizard and try to access your instance with the help of test user. Test at the rate glookcreation.com and try to access. Then we successfully access the same instance with the help of means by using same virtual machines. We are able to access through three different users, right? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yes.
Done. So this is the actual usage of AVD environment. Means any organization wanted to set up their infrastructure over Azure Virtual Desktop to save the time, basically save the resources, because you know that it's an upgraded version of virtualization. So in case of upgraded version of virtualization, you know that in case of virtualization, we are able to create multiple VM using same hardware, but the AVD, the Azure Virtual Desktop, or VDI solution can provide us a feature to use single hardware to create multiple virtual machine and use multiple virtual machine for n number of session host as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So let me help you to understand more about it. Now we are able to access the instances with complete access. We are able to get information about the dashboard. See, we are able to access the display in the sense I'm talking about the uh, means the desktop of our virtual machines. Means you are able to access each and every point. click start and you can access the PowerPoint, Excel, n number of services you can use. I know we are using our on premises, we are using our using this machine as a client as a client user, as an active directory user. You are unable to install or uninstall any services, but you have option to access each and every point. One more point just wanted to show you, like, as if you open the virtual machine, if you open the properties of our virtual machine, you will get the information our system is the part of our active directory domain services. So let me try to help you. This is the virtual machines RDP. I'm going to open my computer. You just need to open window plus R and type sysdm dot cpl, right? The sysdm dot cpl can help you. The system, okay, we are using our client operating system, so that's why we are unable to open it. Let me try to open through my computer. Okay, so go to the advanced system settings. Again, it will ask for the. Okay, so in case of virtual machines properties, as we discussed before, entire VM should be a part of domain controller. Class 0 is our virtual machine name. .gluecreation.com, this is our domain controller. Everyone, please confirm if you're able to understand about the concept of these two different points. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
So gluecreation.com is a type of virtual it's a type of domain controller that we establish, and class 0, class 1, class 2, class 3, which is a part of our computer name. Then
Yeah.
Right.
okay,
It
so
is
just wanted
the
to
qualified
give you
domain name.
FQDN, including with domain name and computer name, considered as FQDN. Yes. Is that okay? Can we proceed for next?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. So one more point just wanted to add in case of AVD host pool. So in case of Azure Virtual Desktop, we already discussed that we can access our virtual machine through multiple users, right? We are able to access our virtual machine through the multiple users. For example, this is our domain controller, and domain controller connected with the Azure Active Directory, and Azure Active Directory is responsible to manage AVD domain. I'm talking about the ADDS. This is Azure AD, and the final one is AVD host pool. This is the infrastructure that we are trying to understand, right?
Yeah.
So in our AVD, it's our responsibility. We should decide two important points. You must need to decide the number of instance. Yes, it's mandatory for us. You must need to decide the number of instance, and second, number of session. Number of instance and number of session. What do you think about the sessions?
That's where the user connects. Like it depends on, so every user they connected is called a session.
Hmm.
So I think the three people who were connected, they're like three different sessions.
Right. According to the sessions, we are able to access our virtual machines RDP at the same time. Correct.
Yeah.
Now we have a, I'm just going to add one more point here. Not only the session. For example, we decided a 3 virtual machine. I don't want to assign the session. I don't want to access the RDP of our virtual machine. RDP of our virtual machine. I'm going to provide the access of application only. Is that clear? We don't want to provide the access of virtual machines RDP. We wanted to access only and only what we can say that only and only application access. The meaning of application access is related to the meaning of application access. It means that, for example, this is our virtual machine, and in virtual machine, if we talk about the applications, we established multiple applications. We established multiple applications. The virtual machines contain multiple software in the sense like it may be built-in software or maybe customized software. So let's try to understand about this is our VM that contain MS Paint. Basic example, right? MS Paint,
Mhm.
Teams. We are able to find PPT, PowerPoint presentation. We have option of Excel and CSV file, and a number of options are available. Like Notepad. So you wanted to provide the access to your users, to your Active Directory user. Do not assign the RDP. You just need to assign application. Means whenever you try to access your virtual machine, whenever you try to access your virtual machine app only, right? App only. In this case, you will not get a information about the RDP. You will not get a information about the desktop of our virtual machines. You will find only the applications. Is that clear now?
Yeah.
But for this
Yes.
particular task, you need to create another application group. And in the application group properties, we'll find multiple options. So let me help you to understand about how it works. Now we shared the entire information through the application group, through the RDP. But I'm going to create one more application group, and we'll use the application group only for application access. Click create under the application group. Select your resource pool, resource group, training pool, West US 3, and remote application. Yes, I wanted to assign the remote application. Type the name of your app group, app only. I'm going to proceed with name of app only. Next, this is the panel where we can assign the application. To assign the application, what you need to do, we just need to select add application. How many applications you wanted to assign, how many applications you wanted to provide. Like as we have a list of applications, just need to click here. I wanted to provide the access of Notepad. Save it, click add again. The another application I wanted to assign MS Paint, like this. And let me try to provide the access of one more option, like as PowerPoint, right? So how many application you wanted to share? Notepad, Paint, and PowerPoint. No need to do anything. Click next. And this is the panel where we can assign the Active Directory users, right? So let's try to click on add Active Directory user and group. So I'm going to proceed with one user with name of GCP. Click add. Next. Next. The workspace I wanted to use our existing workspace testing that we created for previous application group. Review and create. It is in progress. It may be take time. So meanwhile, what you need to do, you need to remove the users from previous application group, because it may be conflict the access of our users. So I'm just going to open our previous application group and go to the assignment. Let's delete the entire users that we added. Done. We successfully removed the entire users from our previous application group. Let's try to access it again with the help of GCP users. So same URL you must need to use. Like I'm just going to refresh the URL, reload it, and try to access. We are able to find only Notepad, MS Paint, and PowerPoint, right? I don't think we are able to find any option related to RDP because we removed our virtual machines RDP through GCP user. Is that clear?
Yeah.
If you try to access the Notepad, definitely you must need to provide the user ID and password.
Can we customize the app like QuickBooks or anything else, or it's
Yeah,
only
we
for my?
can. We can. Okay, it is in progress because we just added, so maybe take time, but we are able to access the application that we decided from backend. So please go through the points that we discuss in our today's session, and if you have any single question or doubt, please let me know.
So how can we do like custom apps, like QuickBooks or anything else? Do we have to install, or do we have to do any packages to do it?
Custom application you're talking about?
Yeah, like if you had to do like this application, right? Just for
Right.
QuickBooks or anything like that, like or any other like Photoshop or something, how can we do that?
Oh, okay. So to provide the access of any application, so we have a two different method. You can install the application directly in Golden Image first, or you can install directly with the help of session wise. So we have option in next sessions we will discuss about the application management and GPU
Okay,
management. So not an issue, right?
okay,
Step by step we'll perform the entire task. Is that
okay,
okay?
that's fine. And then
Okay. Any other? Yeah.
I know, it's quick question. So let's say like we added the user to domain, right? Because we have a domain like different one. So can we just add the user in Azure AD directly and then sync it up, or do we have to go to the other way only?
No, no. If you don't have a domain, so you can proceed with the help of on Microsoft.com,
Okay,
right? But you need to customize the on Microsoft.com as a custom UPN suffix in the backend.
okay,
Clear?
yeah, clear.
Then,
That's fine.
so we'll connect tomorrow on same time, discuss more about the AVD.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay, Brian. Thank you. Take care.
Uh,
Bye bye.
Hello.